Hey there. So we're going to talk about changing the upstream oxygen sensor, also known as an air-fuel ratio sensor on a 2005 to 2009 Subaru Legacy GT. Now, depending on what part of your oxygen sensor has gone bad, you might notice unusual idling or internal response, or in the case of my car, you might not notice anything at all other than a check engine light. When I scanned my car with my COB access port, I picked up the P0031 code, which refers to a malfunction in the heater control circuit. So I just went about replacing the whole sensor. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to need the following tools. First of all, a jack and jack stands, because we're going to be getting the car up and you need to hold it there. A ratchet with the proper socket to remove your lug nuts, and an oxygen sensor attachment for your ratchet. This is especially useful, and actually I went out and bought one mid-job using one of my friend's cars. Found it was pretty difficult to remove this one without it, just because there seems to be a little bit of a protective ring around the outside of the bolt. Anyway, we'll also need a trim puller, or a flathead screwdriver also works if you don't have one of these, and WD-40 or something similar. First thing we're going to do is we're going to jack up the front passenger side of the car and remove that wheel. Place a jack stand under the car as you're going to be working in a somewhat hazardous position and you don't want the car falling on you while you're in that position. So now you're going to remove the push pin type plastic rivet that holds your skid plate on, and you're going to do that using your flathead screwdriver or your trim puller. You just pop the center out and pull that out, and the rest of it should come out quite easily. These things are kind of annoying. It's good to have that trim puller if you have it. So that holds your skid plate up, and your skid plate is what protects your engine. So you're going to need to go ahead and pull that down. And as soon as you do that, you're going to see that O2 sensor staring right back at you there. That's exactly what you want to see. So go ahead and give that a quick spray of your WD-40 and let it work, because you're going to be moving up into the engine bay now. So you can head into the engine bay and disconnect the O2 sensor connector, which I circled here. It's located near the passenger strut tower, and in my car it had a yellow wire coming out of it, although the Denso replacement that I bought was actually a blue wire. Next, you're going to reach down where the wire goes and disconnect these two connectors that are holding the wire in place. They're extremely annoying to get to, and this actually took me the longest out of anything on this operation. So you can do this before or after removing the sensor. It's not really a big deal. Next, take your O2 socket attachment and slip it over the socket and the wire and just give it a crank to get it off. I've heard these things are sometimes pretty stiff, but mine wasn't too bad. I gave it 2 sprays of WD-40 and then it was pretty easy to get off. Once you've gotten that off, you can head back up to the engine bay, take your new Denso sensor with you, and plug it in. So now you're gonna route it through where the old line is hanging because you haven't taken that out yet. And once you're satisfied that you've got it through that same spot, you can go ahead and pull that old sensor out through the bottom. This is all technique. You can try it and see what works best for you. What is important though is that you want to screw that new sensor into the manifold before you do up those guide pins. As you can see in mine here, I did not do that, and I have kind of a curled wire there. And to be honest, the amount of effort it takes to put in and take out those pins, I am just going to leave it because I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference, but you want to do it right. Now you're just going to go ahead and reinstall everything the way you took it off. Your sensor's installed, it's all plugged in, and you should be good to go. You can, at this point, fire up the car, check if your check engine light has gone out, and if it has, great. If not, I needed to reset the ECU on mine, and once I did that, everything worked perfectly and got my cruise control back. Something I was really missing there. Well, there you have it. That's the whole process. Probably took you something like 30 minutes and saved you about an hour and a half of labor at your local shop, which probably cost you something like 150 bucks. So, thanks for watching. You guys can let me know if there's anything I missed, and give me a thumbs up if this helped you. Take care.